DJ and PK, it's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Summer of lists. You found a beauty, PK. The most satisfying sounds in sports. Gave a top 10 list. Everybody's got a little bias on this, depending on what your sport is. It's the sound that's going to resonate with you.
Well, I've got one that's not on there at all, and I guarantee you it is the number one.
They had a good number one. Number 10, a clean boxing punch. I'm boxing enough to know what that sounds like. Guess I've heard it documented.
Come here, I'll show it to you.
Nice. Number 9, a golf ball getting crushed.
Yeah, that's a beautiful sign.
You play enough, you don't have to watch a shot. You can hear it and know if it's a good shot off the tee
100%.
or off the fairway or whatever.
Yeah.
You know right away.
Yeah.
And when I was just starting to play, I didn't, and now it's crystal clear to me. Have my back turned, hear something, think, uh-oh.
And once you hear
That's going the
the
wrong
sound
way.
of club hitting ground, particularly a wood, a driver, it's not going to be good.
Nope. Number 8, the word clean gets used. A clean tennis shot. Ball popping off a racket. I think we all know that just casually because tennis announcers don't talk while the point's in progress, so you can hear that. Number 7, catching a baseball with the glove. The pop as the ball hits the leather.
Okay.
Number 6, I went with stadium cheer. I would have gone with the roar of the crowd.
That's Vin Scully when he was going to retire. What would he miss the most?
The roar of the crowd.
The literal roar of the crowd. 4 words. And he gave, 100 interviews on that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when Lavelle Edwards was retiring, he was asked 100 times. And his answer always, consistently, was that we made game day a special day in Provo, Utah.
It's an event.
Right.
People rally around it.
Yeah.
Built a sense of community.
And they got that little thing in the parking lot there just west of the stadium. And they call it the Canyon or something. They've got activities and they got a band. I think Tim Lacomb's band is playing one of these games. I think it might be the Notre Dame game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He hadn't told me that. I'll quiz him on that.
Yeah. Because he was going to do it last year and something happened or what have you. And now they're going to do it this year. And I believe it's the Notre Dame game, which that's a game.
6 is the roar of the crowd. 5 is pool balls hitting each other. That is a good sound.
Billiards?
Crack of the pool balls.
My grandfather owned a pool hall.
Mm-hmm.
It was right next door to that house that I just showed you. There was
the house was next door to the pool hall?
Mm-hmm.
And so the commute was just walk out and walk over. Boom.
20 feet, yeah. There was a little drive, the house, the driveway, the pool hall. And then there was he was a little bit of an entrepreneur, and he ran a little convenience store, right? And the pool hall probably had 10 pool tables. And the word was that when he was younger, who showed up to shoot pool?
Frank.
Yeah. Now, I grew up with that. No idea if it was true or not, but that's the story that they all told.
Nice. Number 4, the sound of a slap shot. Dylan Gunther's one-timer.
Well, as long as it's a wind-up and it's this bullet that they shoot, and you can picture it from the angle.
Yep.
Either left or right, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And you can see the pass is coming, and the guy is winding up, man.
Ready to go.
Yeah.
One time.
That's the vision of hockey that we all have. Not some rebound at the net where it's flicking around, nobody can see it, and you just pop
stuff it in. Yeah.
We're all talking about he just does a full wind-up. It's like a 300
You're in the circle on the power play.
And just rifles that thing in there. Yeah, so I'd go with that. That's a cool one.
Number 3, the bowling strike. I do love the thump. The ball hits that, and then there's a sense of anticipation as it rolls. Boom.
Yes, and I won the Seacrest Hall intramural championship.
Really?
Yes. 2 guys said, join this bowling. We're going to be the bowling team. Mm-hmm. And I said, okay. And they had a regular season, and they had a playoff. And I rarely showed up in the regular season because it didn't matter. And then in the playoff, I had to be there. And it's literally the championship thing. And I'm up. And I got to get 7 pins. And we win the whole thing. And these guys were hardcore bowlers. Now, I had my own bowling ball. I had my name on it.
Is that a Jersey thing or is that an Arizona thing?
I was at NAU.
No, I'm saying that you got hooked on bowling. You got your own bowling ball.
I wasn't really hooked on bowling. My sister, I moved out. My sister's much older than me. When I moved out to Phoenix, my parents stayed behind. So she was my guardian. She was in a bowling league, so she got me a bowling ball.
See, I would think summer bowling could be big in Phoenix because it's so hot and the alley's air conditioned, and just looking for something indoors away from the 100 and whatever temperature.
You're just filling me with stories. I feel like you now. So I didn't even get to finish the story, and I got another story that adds to that.
Okay.
Which story do you want?
Anyone that's entertaining would be fine.
I got 2 stories now.
Okay, let her rip.
This is you. This is what Cole makes fun of you. You start a story, and then there's 15 offshoots of other stories. And then by the time you get back to the other story, we've all checked out. So you understand what I'm saying, Yak?
Don't drag me into this.
But it's the truth. He knows it. Okay, I'll give you the NAU.
Speaking of story offshoots, I don't remember anymore. Okay, NAU bowling. Go ahead. You need 7. So you need 7
finals.
pins to win,
Yeah,
or 7 to tie and 8 to win.
7 to win.
7 to win. Okay.
And I got 2. What do you call them? 2 shots, 2 frames. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right. And so I stand there, and I always throw the ball straight.
Not 2 frames, but you get the ball
shots
twice within 1 frame.
Okay, I wasn't
Right,
sure what the wording was. And so I'm standing there, and I turn behind, and these 2 guys are on their knees.
It's like you don't have to be very good to get 7 out of 10 when you get 2.
Right,
you know?
right.
That was my first one
thought.
under pressure, maybe it's a little wayward. I mean, you probably
but I'm
get it with the
roll it
first
right down
one.
the middle.
Right, yeah.
It's not going to be this big curve where it comes in the angle.
What do you care about a 7-10 split? 8's a winning number.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I turn around and I look at these guys and thinking, relax.
I got this.
Yeah, this is I could granny style it.
It's a basketball equivalent of tie game, and you got 2 free throws.
Yeah.
You only got
So
I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, I feel zero pressure here.
Yeah.
And so I do it, and we win, and they get all excited.
On the first ball?
No, I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
Probably not.
Oh.
Maybe so. I don't remember. But I thought I got 2 shots to get 7 pins. I am not going to roll a gutter ball on either because I don't do the curve thing.
Right.
I'm just going to roll it right down the middle.
That'll take care of business.
Yes. So we win, and they're all excited. Now I'll go to my other story about the Phoenix thing. Mm-hmm. First year of marriage, we were literally only married just a few months. I think like 3 months. July 4th, and we're in an apartment where we pay for all the electric stuff. Mm-hmm. So I got that thing set on 80, man, because I'm still at I'm at the other newspaper, the Mesa thing, but I'm making 16 grand, and I make $300 a week. And so I kept that thing toasty because we didn't have the money.
Right.
And so we're going to go to movies. The Fiesta Mall, which I don't even think exists, was right across the street from our apartment, and they had movie theaters there. And I go in there, and let's go see a movie. And, okay, 2 o'clock show of whatever. We're sold out. Okay, how about this show? We're sold out. I had like 5 shows. They're all sold out. Why do you tell me everything is sold out? Why'd you make me go through the whole thing? Right? And then right next to it is a bowling alley. I say, well, they got free air conditioning. Let's go bowling. So we go bowling, and you know how they have like one scores table and then seats that cover 2 lanes? Mm-hmm. Well, the 2 of us are bowling, and the guy that is right next to us, he keeps trying to badger me to sign up for the fall league. Like, no, I don't want to sign up for a league. I'm only here because it's free air conditioning. I rent the shoes. I still got the ball. I got the ball to this day. It's in a garage. I still got that bowling ball, right? And so they kept trying to pester me to sign up. And I said, no, not happening. No. I'm only here for the free air conditioning. So those are my bowling stories. I got 2 bowling stories.
Now, having gone far and wide, perhaps we should finish the list.
Yeah,
The
and I'm
bonus
going to
strike
give
with
you
3.
my, which tops the list, and everyone will agree to it that they don't have the right sound, and I'm going to give you the sound that everyone, particularly in this town, if you're a Jazz fan, you want to hear.
2 is swish, the sound of the basketball going through the net. As Hot Rod would say, the cowhide globe hitting home. Snap of the nets.
All right, that's
And
decent.
then number 1, the crack of a baseball bat.
Well, the sound of the ball.
Ball coming
you
off
don't
the
want
bat.
to have the ball, the bat cracking. That's not the sound.
I don't think they were implying a broken bat. I think they were implying the ball off the bat.
I'm a wordsmith.
Well,
I take
you're the one who
words.
put the list up, and I'm
I
reading the
take
list, yeah.
words for they're intended to
So
be.
you're going to
meaning.
go basketball sound. You're going to go with the squeak of the shoes?
No,
The bounce of the ball coming up off the hardwood?
no. It's not particular to basketball. It applies across the board.
The thunder of hooves coming down the home stretch.
Oh, that's an awesome sound. That's really good. Thank you for bringing that up.
You're welcome.
Because I love that pounding that they make on the dirt.
It's awesome.
It's stuck in my mind at 10 years old.
You've been to the track a million times.
Yes.
I've been once.
That's a great one.
One time.
That's the best contribution you've ever made to the show in 25 years.
I hope that's not true. So
No, but it's awesome. I'm praising you right now.
I had a friend from college. There's a group of like 10 guys or so. We're in touch. And so he grew up with a
It's a
dad
story, Yuck.
Who
But we
took-
got to give him to him because I just gave 2.
who took him to the track a lot, much as you got taken to the track. So he took us, we went to Santa Anita one day. Somehow he convinced a bunch of the guys, so the whole group's going.
Out by Arcadia.
So we went under the tunnel underneath the track and came up in the infield. And we're on the rail,
Super cool.
and everyone's on a rail, and the horses are coming there. And I've watched horse racing on TV, but I don't know anything about it. I certainly
not
don't know
the
anything
same.
about these horses, right? But I can't see past the people on the rail. But I can hear them coming. And that pounding, like, it just, you can feel it in your heart. And then they go by, and they are gone in a second. I mean, it's a blur going by. There's no chance I could identify a horse or a jockey or anything. Just, boom. Oh, it was awesome.
Yes.
It was awesome. And it's not my thing. You know, when it's your thing.
I understand.
When you played high school baseball, you've heard the crack of the ball coming off the bat a million times, or high school basketball, you've a million shots going through the net, shooting free throws, and the net snapping. I've only heard that one time, but I was very
That's
impressed.
it. You only got on the track once?
Once. I've never, ever been to horse racing at Del Mar, which is crazy given how much time I spent at the fairgrounds. But never, the racing season was after the fair. I was always there for the fair. I was never there for the horses.
Your parents.
Nobody in my
viewed
family was into it.
Gambling was tawdry, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. That's the only thing. I had grandparents who'd play this penny card game, but they would never gamble for more than a penny. They'd play this game triple.
Living on the edge.
A penny, yeah. Yeah, a big day, 29 cents. And they'd lived through the Depression. They had their whole
Did
thing.
you guys change your names?
Dad would do the football pool. He was a high school teacher, and they'd have a football pick'em pool, and you put in like a buck. So Dad would do that, but that was the most he ever did. They were not. You all these stories about going to casinos. I had an aunt who was into the casinos, but I never went with her. Never. She was a great aunt, actually.
I was gambling at the casinos at 16.
She would leave San Diego before they had all the tribes and their casinos all over San Diego
You really grew up like the
they
Waltons.
go to Laughlin. My grandfather, who actually would have been Grandpa Walton, hated the Waltons. I was there. That's not what it's like. My grandmother would watch it. He'd complain about it every single week. John Boy, the little goody two-shoes. Oh, he couldn't stand it.
Branches
he loathed
of a
it.
story.
David Boy.
Yeah, it is.
This is
Yeah.
David Boy. We got a new nickname.
David Boy. Davy Boy.
Writing the family history decades later after the war.
And that was a great sound, and I'm glad you brought that up.
Mm-hmm.
I should have had that. I'm disappointed in myself.
That should go in top 10, and Bounce's boxing punch was number 10.
Okay,
Drops
fine.
off.
Yeah, but I mean, if you've been there and you can visualize that sound, which I can a million times over, that is a powerful
Well, it's
sound.
such a powerful thing. You don't need the million. You just need the one. Super impressive.
Right.
All right, what's your
but
one?
for me, it was a frequent. It wasn't a one-shot deal. No, mine applies to all sports.
Okay.
Particularly here, I just use the Jazz, but I mean, it is pop, 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 I get paid for this. It is a popping sound. Pop.
The popping of the pads at a football game?
No.
No.
Pop. This sound.
You got it, Yak? You know what it is?
Every team sport wants this sound. In baseball, they do it too much. But it's the ultimate sound. Every team sport. Pop. Pop.
I wonder if this is going to make more sense when I know what the heck you're doing. Because right now I'm lost. I'm looking at Yak. He's lost.
This is the sound.
Huh?
That you want. You strive for this sound. The Knicks had it.
Then sing Freddie Mercury.
The Knicks had it.
The Knicks had it.
Yes.
It's the championship sound.
Yes.
Is that the start of a song?
No.
Okay.
It's a sound.
Oh, I have it. I got it.
What is it, Yak?
Champagne corks pop in. When they're popping into the locker rooms, yeah.
Okay.
That is the sound that every team sport wants to hear.
And as he points out, in the MLB, they do that for literally every single
they do it too much.
Series.
Yeah.
But you want the ultimate. You want to be in that locker room. I was in the locker room when Michael Jordan, you may have heard of him,
I have, yep.
won his first NBA championship. I've done some cool things in his business, and that was right there. And I had a towel over my head so I didn't get champagne because I had to work. And you want that pop. And they ran out of pop. And they were collecting coins to get the soda machine in the fabulous form, putting in quarters, and then bringing back root beer or whatever and dumping it on everybody. Yes, you want the sound of that. That should be the number one sound. And Yak racked his brain.
And got it.
And got it. And now both of you think, that guy over there, the blowhard, he's got stuff sometimes he comes up with occasionally, and it's the right thing. Now say it with me, you two, on the count of three. The sound. 3, 2, 1. Pop. Thank you.
DJ and PK. I've been in the wrong cities for that. San Diego, Sacramento, Salt Lake.
Seattle, San Francisco, too.
Nope, Seattle and San Francisco popped the corks. They popped the corks on the champagne. Maybe the Chargers did back in 63.
The dream will stay alive.
Okay.
It will always be chased.
Yeah. DJ and PK, when we come back, Tanner Wall's chasing the dream. Raiders defensive back trying to make the roster as an undrafted free agent. We'll talk with former BYU Cougar next. Bob Casper, Real Golf Radio, the draft, the Open Championship coming up at 9 o'clock. Stay with us.
And now, a look at traffic from the KSL Traffic Center.
Got heavy and slow traffic through Lehigh on northbound I-15 due to an earlier crash still sitting in the HOV lane and the left shoulder, so be aware of that. If you're going through that area, northbound Bangor Highway still very slow between 41st South and 35th South if you're out in West Valley at this moment. Attention property managers, customers see your parking lot first. If it's cracked, they're already walking away. Call GoPave Utah. Seal coating, crack sealing, striping, patching across the Wasatch Front is available now by going to GoPaveUtah.com. With your KSL traffic update, I'm Jake Hatch right here on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
3, 2, 1. This is Scotty G and Coach Tim LeCoq.
Shehan Jayaraj, CBS Sports, joining us.
All the guys that came through, I mean, we were crazy impressed with the players. Anything you gleaned that maybe surprised you or took note of from those days?
I mean, there was a level of confidence from everybody, honestly, that felt a little different. And maybe it's just, sort of naivete with the way that rosters are these days and feeling like, man, we got to fill in some holes and all this sort of stuff. But, when I talked to some of the middle class and even lower middle class teams, there were were some coaches that honestly spoke a lot more confidently about their rosters. I think that like the depth of the conference is going to be really interesting this year. And, obviously we've had it in the conversation of Texas Tech schedule, of BYU schedule, things like that. But like, kind of think that the middle to lower middle class of the Big 12 might be a little better than we expected.
Catch Scotty G and Coach weekdays from 10 to 2. Presented by Mountain Land Supply on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
America First Credit Union has everything you need.
DJ and PK, it's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Camp is approaching. Fall camp to some people, summer camp to others, or simply training camp if you want to get to it. The college and the pros getting ready to get going here. We got local guys trying to make NFL rosters. These are the good old days, PK. Have we ever had this many guys, Cougars, Utes, Aggies, in the NFL, last cuts in the NFL, on practice squads waiting to get in? We got guys all over the place now. A reflection, I guess, of these programs growing, having more money, and climbing the ladder in the world of college football.
Sure.
DJ, PK, we're joined now by Tanner Wall, former BYU star, now trying to make the Raiders. Tanner, good morning.
Good morning. How we doing?
We are doing well, Tanner. How are you?
Doing great. Thank you. Just enjoying the last couple of days before heading back down to Vegas here before training camp.
I'm curious, going from the BYU, the baby blues, and it's got the goody two-shoe reputation, to the Raiders, which I think this is like a 20-year-old or 30-year-old rep, but nonetheless, the silver and black, anything goes, just win, baby. Is it really just different, or is it just football?
It's different, but at the same time, it's the same. Yeah. I mean, like you said, football is football. We've done some cool team meetings and just kind of learning the history of the Raiders and Al Davis and, who he was and what kind of players he liked and the style of players that have kind of historically been associated with the silver and black. So we're definitely trying to still maintain that, but I think Coach Kubiak's bringing his own spin to that. But I'm excited to see it all come together this season.
You've been there, right? The draft is in April, and then they've got a lot of stuff that you've got to do as a team and as an individual. Tell us about all the stuff that's already been going on before the actual training camp gets underway.
Yeah, so NFL offseason, they kind of break it up into what they call like phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. You've probably heard the term OTAs.
Yeah.
OTAs are not mandatory by any means, but every player on our roster was there. So that gives you kind of a taste of exactly how important they are, especially for a team with the new coach and, a lot of new stuff going on. But so the veterans, they started phase 1, which is just like, working out with the strength and conditioning staff and some walkthroughs, that kind of stuff in April. Rookies, we had our rookie mini camp the first weekend in May. So all the rookies come down, whether you're a drafted guy, a free agent signed guy, or, just a guy who they invited for mini camp, just to kind of take a look at. The mini camp invites are kind of like tryout guys. And then after that, they pretty much roll the rookies straight into, the OTAs. So we caught like a week of phase 2 where there's no crossover. So there's no O versus D during phase 2, but we're still on the field for like hour to an hour 20 every day, going through the installs, doing walkthroughs, doing more stuff against, our coaches and stuff who are lined up at receiver. We're giving each other looks. And then when OTAs start, we had, 10 practices where, we're 2 hour 10 practices where we're, doing lots of team periods, lots of good on good crossover, lots of special teams work. So that wrapped up. And then the rookies, we stayed for about another week and a half, 2 weeks after, just to get some more work in and do a couple things. And then we got our little break. So But rookies, we report next week. So our report day is the 23rd. But training camp starts on the 29th. So this is that little summer break that everyone gets right before training camp starts. And then it's straight into it. I was just looking at the calendar, a little different from college. Training camp, you have 12 practices before your first preseason game. Different from, a college camp. So it's a quick turnaround. So that's why, OTAs and everyone being there for that is so important, just to get a jump on a lot of that stuff.
The Raiders, the recent history obviously isn't good. They won 4 games under Antonio Pierce, 4-13. They let him go. They brought in Pete Carroll. They went 3-14, a game worse, and let him go. So those recent results would suggest to me there are no guaranteed jobs and everybody's competing. But it is pro sports. Some guys are making a lot of money. Some guys do have reputations. And maybe coaches have brought in some of, quote unquote, their guys. So maybe there is a feel there's some guys set there. On the other hand, there's not a lot of guaranteed money in the so even if you're making money, they can take it away from you and let you go in some cases. So I'm curious how locked in people feel and how much comfort there is and how much everybody's walking on eggshells, or is it really different for different people?
I'd say, maybe on every roster, there's a handful of guys who, feel maybe a little bit more protected. But for the most part, this is everyone's livelihood, and they are fighting tooth and nail to defend that. Whether, you're a, year 8, year 9 guy, or you're a rookie free agent, everyone's trying to get a piece of this pie. And so there's not a lot of comfort or guarantee, I would say. I think everyone's pretty on top of it as far as just doing everything they can to show their value and make sure that they're going to be a guy who makes the roster and is going to, get the money from your contract. And from a coaching perspective too, as you mentioned, there's no guarantees. And so there's a lot of focus and attention going in, especially from Clint Kubiak's role top down, being our new head coach coming from the Seahawks, where he just won a Super Bowl. I mean, even for him, he knows there's no guarantees here. So we got to put together a good team that's going to win games and show some promise here, so that we can continue to build what he wants to in Vegas.
What type of feedback, if any, have you received from your individual performances and all these types of things that you've been able to do as you get ready for training camp? Are you still in the dark, or have they said anything?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't got a whole lot of feedback, knowing as far as where we see you, how we like you. There's still so much of that to be discovered. And I think that's intentional, just because they know a lot of that comes from training camp and the preseason games. This is such a huge part. We haven't put pads on yet. We were just in helmets for all of, OTAs and all of that. So the game of football is a little bit different, when the pads do come on. And then what you can show in live game situations in the preseason games, I think really will determine the value that they see in you. There's still, it's so different than college, with the preseason games and what you put on tape. You might not be a guy who makes the 53 at the team you're at, but next thing you know, your agent's on the phone and you're signing with a different team because they liked what they saw from you in the preseason games. There's still so much shuffling that can go on with that. But bottom line is coming to training camp, hungry, ready to go. And, someone in my position too, so much of it's going to come down to value that can be provided on special teams, which will be shown as well in those preseason games.
Do the Raiders have those practices where they go in and do the joint practices with another team? You mentioned 12 practices before the first preseason game, but those joint practices might be a chance for you to earn your stripes.
Yeah. So I know, so we have 2 home preseason games. So our first preseason game is home against the Cardinals. Then the next week we do go down a couple days early to Houston, because we're playing the Texans and we have a joint practice or two with them before our preseason game. That's the only one that I know of right now, though.
Have you scouted out the competition at all to try to maybe dope it out your chances?
I mean, I think all of us kind of do that, as we're looking at, what we're up against and who we're competing with. But at the same time, I try not to, go too deep in that, just knowing I'm going to control the controllables, be the best version of myself. And, what it comes down to with me and what the coaches see in me, just make sure that I've done everything humanly possible to give them a reason to keep me around.
So how many guys are there at your position? How many spots are there? Recognizing there can be a little wiggle room, especially as you point out with the special teams value, which really needs to be underlined, because that we've been told by multiple former collegians here. Reno Mai said, man, if you're not playing special teams, you better be a really good quarterback. So in our safety room, it's kind of interesting because we also have like the nickel position in our room, which can add in a number or two to, how many guys they keep, just depending on versatility. Each team is kind of different in, how they stack their 53. But when you do the math and you look at it, 53 guys is basically a starter and a backup at every position, and then a punter, a kicker, and a holder, and a snapper. I mean, that right there is 47. The game day roster is 47 guys. So ones, twos, and specialists. But, some teams will have 4 safeties. Some might have 5 or 6. And then, the teams that have 4 might keep 2 or 3 on a practice squad. If you have 5 or 6, they might only keep 1. It just kind of depends on how the team wants to do that. So I'm curious to see what that ends up looking like for us come the end of August.
It's been several weeks now. You've not been with the team. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
So during that time, you're not just sitting on the couch eating Doritos. I wouldn't think that
No.
You're out there. It's like it really, in terms of the training, it didn't end, right? You just continue to go. And I know Chase Roberts is on the team too. So what have you been doing? I mean, I don't know if you've been doing stuff with him or whatever it might be. What do you do to make sure you are in the best physical and mental condition that you can be in when you report?
Yeah. So the strength and conditioning staff down there, they put together a packet for us just with the plan of, what they wanted us to be doing each and every day as far as, physically with running and training, lifting, that kind of stuff. And so there's a group of us, probably about 10 guys who train at BYU every day with Skylar Main, who's our performance director. Doc Main, I don't know if that's a name you guys know. You've probably seen the curly mustache.
Yeah, with the mustache and the tats. We know who he is. Yeah, he stands out.
Yes, he does. So there's a group of us that train with him after the college guys are done. So he'll spend like 2 hours just working with us. And so, me and Chase have been down there every day, but Zach Wilson's been around a lot this summer. Blake Freeland is around. Even some other guys who, either played college or high school ball here in Utah are also down there. So guys like Jay Tufele, who played at USC. Julian Blackman comes every day too. So it's a great group, and it's good to be able to train all together, stay ready.
What do you feel like is the biggest challenge for you? We're visiting with Tanner Wall, Raiders, trying to make the Raiders roster here coming out of BYU. What is the biggest challenge that you've been able to identify? Film sessions, just the helmets walking around out there thinking, if I can do this, my odds go way up.
Man, I mean, I think really it comes down to how many good football players there are out there. Like the discrepancy in talent between the ones and the threes is so small. There's a couple elite guys obviously on every roster, a handful who you look at and you're like, I mean, this is an all-pro guy. Like he's going to, be the kind of guy who's making the Pro Bowl year in, year out. But for the rest of the guys, like when you watch the tape, there's really not that big of a jump as opposed to, when you turn on the tape in college, I would say most average football watchers, if you were to take them and show them a clip of the ones versus a clip of the threes, they could probably tell you who's who. Whereas I would say in the NFL, across the board, there's so much talent, the athleticism, the speed, the technique, there's a lot of guys. I mean, this is their job. This is their livelihood. They eat, sleep, drink, breathe football all the time. So there's a lot of great football players out there. Guys who are new to the league, guys who've been in the league for a long time. And so just trying to be someone who can stand out, do something that jumps off the tape, whether it's just outstanding psycho effort, the guy who's, always flying to the ball or chasing guys down, even when it might not be expected of you, but you got to do something to stand out. And so I'm just, trying to figure that out, what those things can be that can be, that things in my game that coaches see that jump off the tape.
We hear in basketball, these kids all come out after 1 year, right? And it's like it's a negative to a point where, man, if you're a 3 or 4 year player, what's wrong with you? And they want you in there so young and all that stuff. And football, you got to stay, so it's not as big of a deal. But in your case, you're 26 years old. I don't remember if you went on a mission, so I'm assuming you did.
Did, yeah.
How is that an issue in terms of the way they would look at it? Basketball is like almost like, well, he's too old. But I'm wondering, how does that apply to football?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a factor, in speaking with my agent who has represented a number of LDS players. In his experience, he seemed to notice that most return missionaries slide on average 1 to 2 rounds because of their age. And so, from a GM or a coach's perspective, when looking at prospects in the draft, they're doing the math, right?
Yeah.
As far as, is this guy likely to get to a second or a third contract? Coming into the league at 26, making it to a second contract would be, major accomplishment. Making it to a second contract at all as an NFL player is an accomplishment. That's what a lot of guys are shooting to do. So it's definitely a factor. But I would say what's interesting in the draft class that the Raiders put together, there's a lot of older guys, guys who played 5-6 years at their school. So I'm not too worried about that or feeling like I'm at some extreme disadvantage. I still feel youthful, feel right. Young. The body feels good.
Yeah.
But I would say if you look at a lot of the players that were taken, there's a lot of guys on the older end. And I think that's going to continue to be the case in college football, especially, we're kind of towards the tail end of the COVID stuff. So a lot of those guys are, finally getting out of college football. But with this 5-for-5 rule and with where college football is at now, I think you're going to see a lot more guys staying 4 or 5 years.
But college coaching is such a 1, 2, or 3 year job. And GMs, honestly, don't last much longer than that. I just don't understand these guys who are making decisions based on who might get to a third contract. Like, you got to win this year or next year, or you're either gone or you're standing really close to the edge of the cliff. So I have never, and it's real though, I get it's real, but I have never understood that. There's so many teams in win now mode. There's 14 teams going to the playoffs. You just can't explain missing the playoffs for very long. So, hey, if you can help at 26, 27, 28, worry about 5 years down the road when you get there. You got to get there. NFL's unforgiving. Yeah. All right, well, we appreciate the time, Tanner. We'll be following you. Good luck. You get to practice indoors down there, or they have you out there in the Vegas heat baking?
We are outside. We practice nice and early. So, I mean, it's 95 degrees at 7 a.m., but we're out there. On the grass.
Nice. I don't know if you've ever come across Doug Jolly. He's 21 years older than you. But he played for the Raiders when Al Davis was alive, and he has stories. I don't know what the new Raider image is, but he lived the old Raider image. He's got stories. He will entertain you. You need to catch up with him at some point.
Will do.
Okay.
I'll try to do that.
Tanner, thanks for the time. We appreciate it. Good luck.
Yep, thank you guys so much.
Yep, there's Tanner Wall, Raiders defensive back, former BYU star, undrafted, trying to make it in Vegas. And you never know. There's so many stories. He was talking about the Pro Bowl guys are different, but we can sit here and list a bunch of undrafted guys who are stars. You never know.
Sure. Yeah, being not drafted in the NFL is not that big of a deal. It's not like the other sports. There's plenty of guys who weren't drafted who have gone on and been great players in the NFL. And the idea is just to stick as long as you possibly can to make that money, get that pension. I was talking to Trevor Riley just the other day, this very week, about the idea to have the pension and what it takes to get to that third year and all that stuff. And hopefully for Tanner and Chase and all these other guys, no matter who they are, Julian Blackmon has been in the league, blah, 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 that they have that opportunity to do it.
Find a way to get it done. All right, DJ and PK, Bob Casper, Real Golf Radio, top of the hour, Open Championship, and our draft. Stay with us. It's a Win Tickets Wednesday. Call it 12 right now, 801-575-ZONE. Wins a 4-pack of tickets to see Zach Bryan with Heaven on Tour at Rice Eccles Stadium on August 7th. Caller 12 right now, 801-575-ZONE. Question of the morning. Longtime TV exec Jim Williams listing ASU and Utah as favorites if the Big Ten expands west. What do you think? You're in the be careful what you wish for camp.
Yeah. I mean, I subscribe to the theory of, we where your feet are, blah, 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 and make the best of this situation, because I think the Big 12 has an opportunity to really elevate itself and to be thought of. I mean, you're not the Big 10, you're not the SEC, but you're not whatever conference over here either. I don't want to disparage anybody. And so when this big shift comes, that they demand to be included because they're so good. And they're putting guys into the NFL regularly. And basketball isn't the biggest piece, but it's a piece. And you just had the top two guys in the conference, right?
They went 1-2 in the draft.
Yeah. So you can say that and build that thing because I think it's buildable. Maybe I'm up in the night and I just want it to be buildable because our teams are in it. My school and the schools we cover, I consider both of these schools my schools now. I've been around them for so long, and I want to see good things happen to them. So maybe I'm looking at it from more of a wishful thinking. But to me, that if there is this big divide over here, that, the Big 12 will be included in that. And so if you got a foot out the door, you're looking for other stuff, is that derailing what's possibly here? You can get all that money, but there's so many of these schools that just, there's no buzz around their programs, and they're getting the money.
In the Big Ten right now, there's buzz around 3 programs, and there's another 3 or 4 that are seen as the next level. Not that far away, but not there.
Well, at least half that aren't.
I was going to say, that's 7. And I honestly think that's as far as you can go, and that's an 18-team league now. So I would say 11 of the 18 are a long way away.
Yeah.
I mean, the hill to climb is big for those 11 schools. Indiana, Ohio State, and Michigan have won 3 titles in a row between them. 2 of those have always won titles. And I think the next tier, USC and Oregon are on it. Oregon really isn't that far away. If you want to say the top tier is 4. The only games they've lost in the last 2 years have been to the eventual national champion.
Put them in there.
They're 4. USC
USC just needs to win 2 seasons of big winning, and they're right there.
Mm-hmm. And then it starts to, be a bit of reach. I think I personally think Iowa's been pretty good.
They're decent.
So I can
fine.
put them in there
Fine.
as team
Sure.
6.
Yeah.
And Illinois has been pretty good, but that's it. I'm done. Nobody
Okay.
else. Nebraska's a long way
Well,
away.
we'll see what this Chesney's dude's doing out there with UC Los Angeles. He's got a buzz, and Indiana came out of nowhere.
Yep.
And money's a factor in terms of NIL and whatnot.
Wisconsin and Michigan State have had really good runs, but right now they're a long way away. I left out Penn State.
I'm not going to bury them completely. It's a quality football conference. But the buzz here going into the 26th season is incredible here locally. We got 2 teams that very well could be playing in the final, which would be, our dream to have those 2 teams playing a final.
Rematch? I was thinking about that the other day.
Oh, yeah, that would be incredible.
If they split 2 head-to-head and they both are 12-1 and they're both in the playoffs, I just don't know that a 2-loss team from this league can get in. I'd like to think they could, but I think you better be holding on to the automatic bid.
Understood. Yeah, then you don't have to worry. Then it's not a beauty contest.
Right.
You've earned your right to be in there. And so, absolutely, I would love to see that. And there's a possibility, and there's a big-time buzz for this football season. And you just don't want to be out there. You can bring in all the money, but if there isn't a buzz around your program, what does all that money do for you?
DJ PK, Bob Casper, Real Golf Radio next. Stay with us.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, really? That's great.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
I can't have any more? Why not?
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.